Alright, today we're going to make what I call a patchwork vase. I want to start off with about 3 pounds of clay. Let me wad this up so it'll fit in a bowl. Alright. Whoa, that's way too much. That's close to 5 pounds. We don't want that. Let's cut some of that off. Oops, still not enough. Man, I'm way off. There we go. Now we got 3 pounds. Let's save that little other piece of white clay because I'll need that in a few minutes. Now let's walk over to the wedge-o-matic here and squish this stuff around a little bit. It's sort of a spiral wedge rolled into like a little bullet shape. And there's the slug. Now over at the slab roller, we take a piece of that white clay and a piece of red clay. We're going to make a patchwork slab, a multicolored slab. We'll run the white through first, one board. One of these days I'll get a really nice slab roller. Not that this one isn't good, it's seen its better days. Open that up, drink a crust. Take that one up, we're going to throw the red down. As you can see, I don't really mind mixing my clays red and white on the slab roller. I don't have special blankets for different ones. I just use the same one. Now open this up. Open up you. Take that red chunk. We'll set her off to the side. Take a white chunk. We're going to tear it into little pieces. Just throw them down on the slab roller. Randomly. Red. Right there. Okay. We're going to run this through once with one board. Slab roller has 2 thick boards and 2 thin boards. And I'm running it through with one of the thick boards right now. And you're going to see it's too thick and it's falling apart, which is no big deal. So I'll put another thick board through there. We'll run her again. And that kind of connects everything, but it's still too thick. We'll turn it. We'll throw a thin board in. And run it through. And there you go. The nice thing about these slabs is they have different texture on both sides. Don't worry about that tear. You'll see why in a minute. And the final thin board. So this is as thin as I can get on this slab roller. Super thin. All right. Notice, but the texture is different on both sides of that slab. Slap it on the table. We'll come back to that. Now, take that 3-pound bullet of clay, put it in the center of the wheel, and spin, oh wheel, spin. My wheel wedge, they call it coning up, but I call it wheel wedging. My wife doing laundry. Hello. Squish that down a nice centered circle there. Put a little well in it. Then I'm going to use this little piece of PVC pipe thing I hooked up to open that chunk of clay. There you go. Look at that. Oh, and it's consistent on the bottom. I like using that thing because it's quick, it's easy, and I like quick and easy. I like to spend my time making and not worrying about the little technical things. Well, there's a pole, and you'll see I'll put my thumb down the bottom of these things, put a little ridge down there so I can grab some clay and pull up. A little bit higher, press down the rim a little bit, choke it in, make that rim a little bit more. And we're going to put a little ridge in the bottom, pull some more clay up. We're going to want this taller. And it's going to be kind of thick to start with, so do not judge, please. at the top. I'm gonna cut that off. I'm gonna cut off that rim, kind of level it out a little bit. Bring it up. Taking a rib and I'm just kind of smoothing the outside of that. It's funny that clay has a couple different colors. I don't know why. Now you go over that slab you have, and you want to tear off little pieces and just kind of lay them off to the side. Now there's two sides to that slab, so if one side doesn't work, the other side will. You just keep tearing it off. Make these little pieces off to the side like that. We're going to use these in a random pattern. You want it as random as possible. I'm going to randomly be saying random on this random project. Add a little water, make it sticky. Take it back on my needle tool and I'll make a little line because I don't want my patchwork to go above that line if possible. Now, that's just a plain one. I'm going to tear it into little chunks here and I'm going to start right there. And it's going to stick to that because it's already wet. And I'll tear this one off. It's got a little red and white on it. I'll stick it over there. And I'm getting them kind of close to each other. They're not overlapping, but they're close. Okay? You don't want them to overlap. You want them to get, touching each other, but not overlapping. And you have to go all the way around this pot, sticking this random pattern on there. You go all the way down the bottom, but stay below that line. That's where it's going to be the rim of the top of the vase when I'm done. That little bit that's going above the line there is not going to matter. Keep sticking up. I try and keep the red and the white from touching each other, but you really don't have to worry about it too much if they do. Like I said, if you get them like edges that don't overlap and you just barely touch, you'll see how it spreads out here in a little bit. Almost done. And when you get to the end, it's just a matter of trying to figure out how to get a shape to fit in there. You got to eyeball it and make them fit. Another one right there. Fill in all those little holes. Now, I take this roller and I take my favorite throwing tool, which is a throwing stick, because I love that throwing stick. Put that on the outside, I put the throwing stick on the inside, and all I'm doing is I'm running this on the wheel so I can kind of smash that clay down to the pot like that so it adheres better. That off the side. Now, take a serrated rib, ouchie, and we'll make random lines on there. It just adds a little more texture to the pot. A little more interest. You do it in random directions. Oh, and by the way, this is not my idea. This is somebody else's idea for a pot. I just gotta change it a little bit to make me happy. Little spot there that was missed. And just make these little lines all over it. Yeah, I can't remember who did it first. I think it was, I'm not really sure. I don't want to say without knowing for sure. Making something brand new, spanking new is not possible in pottery. It's been around for several thousand years. So, but you can make something your own. You can take someone else's idea and make it your own. Now, I'm gonna put a little more water on the inside of this, so the throwing stick will glide a little easier on there. Get the throwing stick wet. Now I'm gonna belly it out, and as I belly it out, those patches will start separating. They'll start separating those little lines where I told you not to overlap them. You'll start getting these nice big gaps in there, and it looks really neat. Now, you might find a couple of them popping up. Smoosh it down a little bit. Come up a little higher. Do it again. Notice the mouth is all wobbly, but that's okay. See how they're kind of separated now? I think I want to go a little bit more on that. So let's just take it a little more water in there. And now we're going to take Mr. Throwy Stick. Kind of belly it out just a little bit more. Never touch the side of the pot when it's moving. You don't want to touch the outside of the pot. Now, I want to fix that lip. The lip is not going to be perfect. It's going to be a little whopper jawed here and there. But I'm going to get it as close as I can. And I really don't mind a pot having, a wonky lip. I think it adds interest to it. I'll take a loop tool and I'm going to carve off some of this stuff on the bottom. I want to make sure that I don't have any patchwork down there. I want to be able to put glaze on that. Now you can take it all the way down to the bottom and leave it the way it, put that patchwork down there. It's up to you. Make it your own. Now that I got it all spread out, some of those patches are popping up on the edges a little bit. Now you can push them in like I'm doing, kind of smooth it out, or you can leave them stuck out for a little extra texture if you want. Me, I like to kind of smush them in because, well, let's face it, you don't want any kind of a sharp edge to cut somebody when they're looking at your pottery. Now I'll look at the entire outside of this thing, just kind of touch it real lightly, just enough to kind of smush that edge in. I'm not hitting it real hard. And when you're all done, I pull the water out so it'll dry even. And there, I'll cut it off with a wire tool. I'll trim this up later on after it dries. And there you have it, a patchwork vase. Isn't that Barbie? And here's some examples that I've done in the past of patchwork vases. So you can see how they kind of, what I do is I dip the whole thing in that brown glaze, and then I'll hold it in the sink under a faucet and I'll sponge off the glaze off the texture. It gives that nice little dry look, almost like leather. And that's me. So, you know what? Hey, I appreciate you watching my video. If you like it, give me a like, subscribe, and thanks for watching. Oh, and hey, go out there and get muddy, would you?